Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Buffalo Picker. This is episode 25, and I have Addicted to Hustle as my special guest. I have Glass City Pickers. They are on the way. And also I have Wes Benz Flipping. He's kind of under the weather, but he may still show up. But so with that, tonight we're going to have one talking point. We're going to talk about our accomplishments during the week and the things that we have upcoming during the weekend. And we're going to do a show and tell at the end. So I was planning a big show for you all tonight, but you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather.
Ain't that the truth?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let my special guest, Addicted to Hustle, introduce himself to the audience, and then I will follow up and I'll give a shout out to the folks that have showed up in the chat room.
All right. Well, I really, again, thank you for having me on. I know I see some people already in here that I recognize, but again, my name's Alton, channel with Addicted to Hustle, and we take a different light on how we make money. Everybody wants to make money, but I want to make sure people do it that have full-time jobs. You know, a lot of us out here, we could do it full-time. You know, I don't want the people to go, oh, I have to be full-time or whatever. So I want people to see that you can do this in your part-time. You just got to have the will and the hustle to do so. And that's part of our thing is we share everything we do. Like I'm actually about to release a Krispy Kreme video for the 83rd anniversary where we just gave away donuts. And I think that's part of the hustle is you have to be willing to give to others and share to your community. And that's what I really want people to see from us is that we share just as much as we make. So.
Right. So what led you into reselling?
Honestly, my father. Let's see, I'm 35 now. This has been, I say, a lifelong affair, I should say, with reselling, you know, from a young age of him teaching me how to just, hey, be mindful of a dollar. What's it really worth to you? And, you know, I probably made my first flip at 15, 16 years old. But when I finally got really serious about it, I had to be probably 20, 21 years old. And when I made I spent $100 on the product and I ended up making like $2,000.
Right.
Like, for me, it inspired something. It lit that flame to kind of keep going. So now it's like I look at it as I'm benefiting my family. You know, I don't try to make, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, that's the dream. But I would be realistic and say, hey, I'd be happy with X. Can I do it? And so I just want to be realistic.
So are you full-time or part-time?
Oh, I'm part-time, but my family, they'll tell you that this is a full-time as well. Because I do hold down a full-time job. I'm an IT manager, you know, working in data security. So that's enough as it is. But now it's like, I do see it one day where I could be like, hey, do I really want to still do my 9-to-5 job? Do I really want to? But I want people to understand that you can still hold down a full-time job and do this if you're willing to just do it. Like you just got to put your mind, you know, put your nose down. Let's get it done.
Right. So do you have plans of trying to scale it up? Or are you good at and comfortable where you are?
I would have always say if it scales, it scales. Like if the opportunities arise, kind of like the one I'm going to have for the, you know, at the end of the show and tell, when opportunities arise, I'm not bashful. I will jump on them. But at the same time, I'm realistic and go, what are my limitations by myself? Because I don't really want to bring on hired help. I got family that if I need you to go to the post office, they'll come pick my packages up if I really needed them to and drop them off for me or whatever. But as far as needing help, I don't see me expanding to that level. As some of the YouTubers I see, but I might be able to expand it significantly more on my own. It's just a matter of figuring that portion out. So
So you got a full-time job.
Yep.
You're doing part-time reselling. And you also YouTube, right?
Oh yeah.
So what got you into what made you finally cross the threshold of just saying I'm going to start a YouTube channel?
Well, honestly, I was watching a lot of, you know, I guess the big names, you know, Justin RVA Flips, you know, and a lot of these guys, and I don't want to be cliche and say I could do that, or maybe I bring something different to the world of reselling. But in our family, we believe that sharing is caring. So if I felt like if I really cared about the community, I'd let them see my side of it. And that's what we really strive to do. So I figured, why not? I mean, if no one watched, at least I can say I leave something for my kids to watch later on. If something ever happens to me, they go, that's what he really did. Maybe I can understand something and still learn something. I can teach them from beyond. So that's kind of where I'm at with that is,
okay.
Okay.
Let me give a shout out to the chat room. Then we'll get back into the interview because this definitely interesting information. It's almost as if we kind of going down the same path. I'm doing pretty much the same thing that you are doing, but I'm preparing myself to eventually go full time as a reseller and leave my corporate job. So I want to give a shout out to Lone Star Picker. Thank you for your continuous support. Blood, Sweats, and Sales. I didn't get to holler at you this week, Blood, but appreciate you coming to the to my show, and hopefully you're doing well up north. And we're looking forward for you to get back down to South Carolina. Hey, Nikki T, thank you for your weekly support. Pittsburgh, y'all are busy, man. Y'all on everything, guys. See y'all out there. Jennifer Hayes, thank you for your continued support every week. Big Texas Picker, I be checking out your videos, man. I see you out there with them yard sales and garage sales. Flipping Gals was on my show last week. They were special guests, and they're in the chat room right now. Thank y'all for coming out. Landshaw Picker, Triple G, Triple OG, Thrift the Lobster. Thank you for coming out. David Carrier, thank you for your continuous support. Glass City Pickers are on the way. They had a little accident, but they said they're going to try to make the show. So they are on the way. You was saying something that was interesting. That's why I say I think we kind of on the same path. And I'm happy that you brought it up. When one of the things you mentioned is that in order, when you're a reseller and you out here in this community, you got to give, in order to receive, you got to give. You got to release it to open up your hands to receive something. So go ahead and talk about that. And may inspire somebody in the chat room.
For me, it was, being taught, from the men in my family of, hey, don't give expecting, So like when we do something, we never expect anything in return.
Sure.
And that one's a hard one for a lot of people. Oh man, look at that, man. Fat Man Flipper.
Yeah, Fat Man. I'll give him a shout out here in a second.
And it's just part of it, man, is that I feel like if you have the ability to do something for others, why not do it? Instead of being so caught up on the now of what is it going to do for me, how about we plant those seeds and let it grow naturally, and let's see what comes of it the way that it's supposed to. And That's the way I've always lived with it. And that's how I hope people see the channel is we do everything from making money to saving money to trying to be a blessing to others,
Right.
And if we make a profit at the end of it, great. Like that's what we're all about, making money. But I want to be more than just that when it comes to how we live our life. So,
right. Hey, I want to give a shout out to What Are Sales. Thank you for coming through, brother. Fat Man the Flipper, Alex. Go ahead and trip again, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for that $20 super chat, man.
I like how you said that. I tripped and fell.
I appreciate you.
Now, was there anything for you like that set you apart? Like when you decided, hey, I want to make that transition as a seller. What's your driving force from leaving a corporate full-time job to stability?
Well, I'm just tired of working for somebody, man.
Oh, I get that.
That's just, and the thing about it is, it's not my job. My job is great. I get compensated well, but I think that over a couple of years of doing reselling as a part-time reseller, and I was looking at the money that I make as a part-time reseller, and it's just simple mathematics, man. I'm like, if I could go full-time with this, the sky's the limit for what I can do, because right now I'm kind of splitting time. More so of, trying to find time for the reselling. And it's like last year, in sales, I made more money than I make on my regular job.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
So I'm like, exactly. So I'm like, man, if I could do this full time and dedicate all my time and energy into this reselling business, along with the YouTubing, I could, I could do something that's gratifying to me because this, I tell people all the time, this is not work to me. It's like I finally found something that I love, when it comes to like, occupations.
Right.
This right here, I'm building it for me. I'm not building it for nobody else. When I go to that job, and a lot of people, may disagree, but, I try to be a realist. When you go to that job, just say hypothetically, you pass out tomorrow.
Right.
And you can't come back to work and say this a Friday. I guarantee you by Tuesday or Wednesday, they're going to have a replacement for you.
Oh, absolutely.
We all are expendable to these jobs, and the thing is I look at it like if I'm going to, I don't want to be 70 years old talking about, what I should have, could have, would have did. I got time now to build something that I can leave back, just like you mentioned. I got something that I can leave back to my kids, to my wife, to, to do whatever they want to do with it, but I'm building something here. So, that's what kind of led me. It's like, and I listened to your story. Your story, like I said, man, we kind of, going down the same road. We may came from different paths, but we kind of going down the same road because my thing was once I got my first sale with on eBay, which I started on eBay. I got my first sale on eBay. I've spent $10 and I made $40. I was sold. I was like, it's on and popping now.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then, it's like you think you got it all when you selling on eBay, but then when you cross over to Amazon and you start getting those checks, you like, oh, what what else I need to do on Amazon to make some more of this money. So yeah, I just put myself in a position, man. This been a going on now 3-year plan that I've been working on. This is nothing that I thought, overnight that I'm gonna just leave my job and go do this. I was like, you know what? Let me get my foundation built. Let me figure out exactly what I want to do and how all of this works. And once I got a good concept, of how this worked and got my system in place, I was like, you know what? I can progress now. So my next move is to go into liquidations. Yep. And once I can get my feet solid on liquidations, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think that's where I had to make the conscious effort. Like I think we talked about this just before we went live. I stepped away from eBay. Like I used to do only eBay, but I realized there was a ceiling there. Like because I didn't trust nobody to do it for me. Right. I had to do it myself. And for me, it was like the defect rate, what I call a defect rate is when you have a buyer, whether they're trying to scam you or whether they're coming back at you, it's 14 to 17%. And that was on a good month. And I realized it was eating into so much of my time value that I was like, you know what, let me make the switch. So I made the switch back in February when I was blessed on one of my videos. I actually showed that I found a bunch of books brand new in a dumpster.
Right.
That was my chance to get out. I took those books, inspected them. We walked away with like 297 books. And I think it was like roughly $2,000 in books in a dumpster that night that I was able to list on Amazon. And I will tell you, it floated the first few months of me not making a dime because I was learning Amazon this year. And now it's like you start getting these payouts. You're like, I've been doing something wrong for 10 years. So, and that's crazy for me. And now it's like, I'm not looking back. Now, if I want to do individual sales, I sell on platforms like Poshmark, Mercari, whatever that item may be. There's other avenues for that, but I don't see myself going back to eBay. Not because it's not scalable for me. It might be great for everyone else who wants to stick in a certain groove, but like I'm still making that decision on, well, I want the option to quit my job if I want to. Like that's still a goal, but it's not my immediate plan. Because I'm in a good position where working with a university, you don't leave that job unless it is like they're offering you 150, 200 grand a year. So for me, unless that job is paying what I potentially could make, then there's no reason for me to leave.
Right.
So that's the part for me where I want people to understand is that it's not about the now, it's the future. So
Right.
I do want to grow and have the ability, but it's not my main thing to leave right now.
Right,
So,
right. I mean, the opportunity for somebody to make that leap, is different for everybody.
mm-hmm.
I'm just in a position, and I'm almost sure, I got a few years on you in age, and it's like I'm at a position where, I'm ready to make that move.
Right.
My when I first got this job, I was basically like, hey, I'm with the federal government now. I got it made. I'm going to kick it back for the next 20 years and retire. But my turning moment for me was when I was in finishing my degree, and Steve Harvey, and yeah, I went back to school as an old man.
Hey, I recommend that. Like,
Yeah.
I went back to school. Like, I love that.
Right. Steve Harvey he was a spokesperson for the school, and he talked about multiple incomes, man. And immediately that day, I came home and searched YouTube on what can I do in addition to what I'm doing now to make more money. And I ran into Reezy Resales, man, and I was glued to him for about 2 months, and then Rise and Grind Picker, caught on to him, and then the rest of the names could go on and on that I just kind of, took a bits and pieces of their blueprint and added it to mine to do what I'm doing. But yeah, let me give another shout out. We got some more people came to the room, and also want to let me see here. Oh, okay. What are sales? Thank you for he called me the barbecue. Hey, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate you. Who else in here? Who was that? Oh, Nikki T. Thank you, Nikki. So, can't let Alex have that one. All right. Yeah, so want to give a shout out to Sweet Texas Finds. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you giving me that weekly support. Vasquez Vintage. I talked to her a few times on Instagram. Thank you for coming out, supporting the channel. Try Flippers. Thank you for coming out. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Let me see. I think I got everybody. So
I did see one thing in here. Was a comment from Flipping Gals where she said that's what they've been fearing. And I think this is the part where it breaks it down. What nobody really talks about is the downturn of how much time it takes, the learning curve to make money on Amazon.
Right.
And I just went through it. So like, I will gladly speak to anybody who wants to say, hey, how bad was it? Like, I will tell you for the first month, it was because you didn't realize how the shipping metrics and how the different fees and how they work. But once you get through that, it's going to be perfect for you. And I do like the learning curve idea, but I don't believe in losing money just to learn something.
Right.
How about we break even? Like to lose money for me is one thing, but let's break even. So at least that way our knowledge is what we gain and we don't have to lose monetary value. And that's how I look at all transactions. Like if I can't break even, it's not worth me trying it. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I mean, I don't, I'm not trying to lose no money in anything that I do, and not saying anybody is that what she mentioned in here. I'm not saying that, but my thing is that Amazon is a beast.
Yeah.
And Amazon, if you come into Amazon as a new seller, it's gonna test you. I don't care how much time you got in the grind with eBay. When you come to Amazon, the first thing they're trying to figure out is, are you serious about being a reseller?
Absolutely.
You're going to go in the store and you're going to scan 100 items, and you may find 3 or 4 that you can sell, that you approve to sell. But my advice to anybody on that, if you find those 2 or 3 items that you can sell, buy multiple quantities of those items and ship them in. Because what happens is you started building up your performance metrics, and that's how Amazon start opening you up to more stuff. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's easy at all. I'm not going to tell you that for a new person, because I'm going to say for me, I was blessed when I came into Amazon because I had multiple items of one particular item that I was ungated in. And it was just a miracle that I was ungated in this one particular item. And I had probably 150 of them that I had picked up from Toys R Us and shipped them in. And next thing you know, I started just clicking on stuff to see if I was ungated, and I started getting ungated and this and this and this, and I just started building off of those things. And now I'm almost 3 years in, and I pretty much got all the brands except for the Nike and Adidas, But
Right.
When it comes to toys,
toys are tough.
Yeah, when it comes to toys, I think what happened, and I'm not 100%, don't quote me on this, but I think what happened is, Amazon is all about data. And I think what they do is they look at what category are you selling the most items in, and that's where they kind of target your approvals at. So it's like for me, I've been selling a bunch of toys every year in, year out. I'm just selling mainly toys. And I think over time what happened was they just started ungating me in different toy brands. And now it's like I pretty much got them all. So, and I'm saying that all that to tell you that, it is a great opportunity if you get in there and put in the work. No, it's not like eBay. You're not going to be able to just go and buy anything and try to sell it.
Right.
It don't work like that. They want to make sure, for one, that you understand those are Amazon customers, not yours.
Right.
And two, that you are really a true reseller and not just fly by night or side hustle, whatever. If you're a side hustle, Amazon ain't where you want to go anyway.
No. I would definitely agree with that. It's not where you want to be. You got to be willing to put in the effort day in and day out. Like, you got to meet your metrics. Like eBay, there is metrics there that you got to be a seller on, but it's the accountability part that you have to be on every message. Like, if someone messages you, you got X amount of time to respond. eBay, there's really not I have to respond to this. They could be asking a question about a product. You still have to respond.
Yeah.
And that's the part where if you're serious about it, you could definitely make a killing. And I'm transitioning from FBM to FBA. So, because I knew I didn't want to scale at that point, but we are slowly scaling. And again, I'll have that one that I'm going to be shipping in tonight. That'd be part of our show and tell tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we could talk Amazon for the next 3 hours, man. I mean, if anybody got any questions about Amazon or eBay, you can post your questions in the chat. If you got any questions for Addicted to the Hustle, you can post a question in there for him as well, and I'll post it up so everybody can see it. But yeah, man, this is I love Amazon. I definitely I put it like this right here. Once I crossed over to Amazon, it made me get serious about the resale game and what direction I want to go in it. And once I would say within a year's time, when I fully understood Amazon, because I will tell you, if you try to skip steps when you come into Amazon, you're gonna do yourself a disservice. You're gonna start losing like Flipping Gal said, a learning curve. You're gonna only hit that learning curve if you start trying to skip steps. If you think, well, Buffalo Picker been selling in Amazon for close to 3 years, let me see what he's doing, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna mirror that.
You can't.
No, it's not gonna work like that, because I'm ungated in things that it probably gonna take you a year to get ungated in. You know, so
like I started in books, and that's the number one place to start.
right.
If you want to know that, because books is such a dominant factor for Amazon, because that was their very first product that they started with was books.
Right.
So if you can start there, like I started with books, I have noticed the more I sell, I'm getting ungated in different video games, different media. There's a path that my place is starting to follow, is into the media realm. And I'm like, well, how do I venture? Well, you have to start doing things that they require. You can't skip the steps. You got to stay fast into the process. You can't really control the path that you're floating through Amazon, because they're going to guide you, and you just got to be willing to follow that groove.
I'm gonna tell you what it sells. What worked for me on your question here is what I started doing is if you use Inventory Lab to do your shipping, you can print out your manifest for each box. So what I started doing, I just did it as a test just to see what happens. So every now and then they will lose 1 or 2, maybe 3 items or whatever, or they'll say, 40 items wasn't shipped. So what I started doing was I take that inventory, the manifest, and I would check off on each item that I put into the box, and then I would lay that on top of the items and seal the box. And Glass City Pickers, to my witness, will tell you when I started doing that, everything was being checked in. I'm talking about just like systematically, everything was starting to be checked in. No error, no 1 missing, no 3 missing, none of that. So
now you're looking, you're going, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So you got Inventory Lab, man. Try that and see if it work out for you.
That's a good one. Dude, how much was Inventory Lab? I haven't even
49. You get it for $49.99 a month, plus they give you a app, which is the Spotify 2,
right?
Which is a great, excellent app, man. I use that app more than I use the Sellers app for Amazon. This is Chris. Glass City Pickers in the house.
Man, what's up, big bro, man?
Hey, they've been looking for y'all, man.
Man, Buffalo. I just had an episode, man. I kindly would like to forget. I really would.
What happened?
Whole tire came off my wheelchair, man, while we're in the store, man.
Wow.
Now we got two of our grandkids, 2 buggies, and my tire off.
Man.
Then I couldn't get in the chair because I couldn't get out the truck because I couldn't put no weight on the tire. I had to put any weight on the tire, it's coming right off. So wifey did her auto mechanic work and got me sitting right now.
Right.
And she taking care of the boys, man. But I don't even know what to say, I just couldn't believe it, man. Hit a wheelie coming out the stove. And there I went.
Yeah, seems like they didn't put it on properly or something?
Huh?
They didn't put the tire on properly or something?
Bro, I've been dealing with this company, man, and this is where I've been getting all my wheelchairs from. And since this year, I have never had this much problems with a wheelchair, man. And I done been in a wheelchair going on 29 years in 2 days.
Wow.
I done rode through alleys, all kind of stuff, bro.
David Collier said you were sabotaged, man.
Sabotage?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I wouldn't put it past it. They trying to get rid of me.
Right.
They see how good I'm hustling. They trying to get rid of me. They see how good we hustling over here. But what's going on at the show, man? Who we got on up here with us?
We got Addicted to the Hustle, man. He's a great guest, man, putting out a lot of gems out here for Amazon.
Hey, for sure, man. Gonna have to go back and check the rest of the show out. But what's up, Addicted to Hustle? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
To laugh internally when, before the show, I hear he's having problems. And then when you start talking, I'm like, man, that's more than problems. Someone's out to get him.
No, They can't get the money, man. That they can't get Glass City, man. That's not gonna happen, man. I'm worse than the cat, man. I got more than 9 lives. I'm worse than the cat.
Well, that's saying something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be around. What was the conversation about, y'all?
We just talking about Amazon, man, and just doing like a question and answer to the people in the audience. Jennifer said Zena had a question, but I think Fat Man the Flipper answered her question. The Fat Man Flipper gave me $20 super chat, man, and What Up Sales hit me up with a super chat. Nikki T hit me up with a super chat. Showing some love in the room, man.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all, man. What's going on, Fat Man? How you feeling, my brother? I appreciate all y'all. Good looking for them super chats for my brother, man. He deserve it. He putting it out there. He putting the work in. He deserve it.
Yeah, so we're going to get on back into question and answer. Chris, thank you for joining us, man. If you can stay, that's fine. If not, I understand.
Bro, you know, I'll make it do what it do.
You see Fat Man Flipper.
Hey, Fat Man gave you a $5 super chat, Chris. I'm going to send it to you, PayPal, man. He said that this is for Chris to come up with a better excuse next time.
Hey, Fat Man, I appreciate that $5, but but I'm telling you the God honest truth. Yeah, wifey still got oil on her hands. So, yeah, man.
Hey,
it was rough. It was rough coming out of old Wally World. But we came up, though.
Life happens, man. Life happens, man.
Hey, we came up, though, big bro. Yes, sir.
Y'all got some
goodies? Came up in old Wally World. Yep. Okay. And thank you, Fat Man. I can use that $5 to get me some tightening on my rims, baby. These the tires that light up, and they coming all off and stuff. I don't like that. The repairman will be out here Monday. That's for sure.
Yeah. The Rock a Lot said that he hoped you recover soon, man. So it was too funny.
Man, I ain't down.
Can't hold a good man down.
Hey, wifey, hey, she did some wrenching and cranking with some vice grips and got this joker together, bro. So appreciate it, Fat Man.
Yeah, so anybody in the audience, if you have any additional questions concerning Amazon or eBay, just post it in the chat and we'll get to it. Like I said, Zena, looked like Fat Man took care of that question, and I definitely agree with what he mentioned. It said, hey Chris, they said the hustle don't stop, man.
Man, come on, man. Hey, if the hustle wouldn't have stopped, the show must go on. I wouldn't have been here, brother.
Right. Right.
We gonna make it do what it do around here, man. That's what we make. We do. That's just our DNA around here, man. For real, Buffalo. You know, even when it's funny, it's still funny. And so we just like hell with it. Let's make it do the best. We try to make the worst situation. We try to make them work for us in anything we do, man. No panic around here. We ain't, and I said, man, I gotta hurry up and get out this truck and get myself together, man. You know, I can't miss my dude's show. Well, wifey said, tell him I'm gonna go ahead and take care of these kids, get them fed, and get some stuff together for our business. I said, all right, don't worry about it. You dig? So I had to show up.
I appreciate you coming, man. I know that
you know, I'm jawsing around here. You dig? Y'all talking about there's jaws around here. Yeah. Yeah. Jaws around this joker.
So let me get back to the interview, man. I'm trying to get Addicted to Hustle to put out all the information he wants the people in the chat room to know about him. So is there anything else you want to tell?
Well, I think people bring, I guess part of it, we went back to why I chose this to share YouTube, right? I think for me, I went through years ago now, it's been 5 years plus, but I went through a nasty divorce, and I will tell you there's certain things, and there's a reason why my thing's called Addicted to Hustle. I used to have addictions that weren't healthy for me, and I can tell you now I don't have the urge to drink anymore. I don't have those negatives in my life anymore. So now I'm addicted to things that can benefit the people that are in my life. So that's what I want people to see. You know, I need people to find what's their addictions and let's put a new connotation on the word addiction. You know what I mean? Because there's too many negatives out there, and we all need to be positives for our friends and our family and our community. And that's what we're doing.
Right.
Hey, man, that's some word right there. Positivity is what we need in our life. You dig? And I feel that, man. I got some just to think about what he just said, it just took me back to yesterday. Some beautiful ladies brought something into my life with their blessings and their prayers, man. And I understand you could take a negative and make it into a positive real quick.
Absolutely. I think that's what we all need to share. And that's the reason why the community is such a, I never realized it. That's why the resale community is one of the best out there. I will by far tell you it's one of the best communities out there, is because everyone shares in this experience. They all have different outlook on it, and they don't belittle you for having an outlook that might be completely different than yours. And I thank God it's not like politics. You know what I mean? Because the way you do something or the way Buffalo Picker does something doesn't mean it's right for me. You know,
right.
We know Buffalo Picker is the Barbie king. Now, I probably could only sell one Barbie a month, but I guarantee you he's selling a lot more.
Right. Right.
You know, we all have things that we find that are more easy for us to do our thing, and that's where we all can learn. And I'm not telling you that to ignore Barbies. Of course, I showed him something I can't wait for y'all to see, but it's something you don't see often. But I wouldn't have been looking for them if it wasn't for Buffalo.
Right.
So it's how you look at it and how you can grow for yourself. And I think that's where the community comes into play. It's how we can help each other.
One thing I learned about this business early, man, is you can't pigeonhole yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, when I first started watching certain people on YouTube, resellers, and they would be talking about, you know, I got this niche, I got this niche, I got this niche, I got this niche. You know, I'm like, no, I want to diversify. I want to be able to sell it all. I don't want to just say, okay, I just sell Barbies. I'm gonna stick to Barbie. I'm gonna be an expert in Barbies, and that's all I'm gonna do. No, because one thing, you know, with this business right here is there are so many avenues that you can make money. And why should I limit myself in Barbie when Paw Patrol or Disney, you know, making money too?
Well, I think if you look at the way and what you sell as kind of what we went back to earlier, where you kind of heard a statement, and I heard it in a different way. And the statement was to only have one source of income is to forever be broke.
Yes,
and for me, I'm like, okay, how many ways can I make money? And that's, I don't know if that's the grind, the hustle, or the fear of being broke. It's one of them.
Right.
But I'm not going to be broke.
Right.
And that's not to be, you know, condescending or selfish or whatever else you think it is. It's because I refuse to let my family suffer for something I'm not willing to do. I'm willing to put in the hustle. I'm willing to put in the grind. So now let's go and live the life we deserve.
Right. As David Collier said in here, stay humble and always be willing to learn something new. I absolutely agree.
But if you look at the inventory that you sell the same way that you're not willing to only have one source of income, that should broaden you not just to the income, but to what you sell.
Right.
Like, because you're not going to make that killing amount of money selling one item. You might have to have 100 different items to make that goal. And that's the same avenue, the same look at it as to making the money and being broke as it is to making a sale.
Right.
And that's how I look at it.
I look at reselling, man, just no different than my stock portfolio. You know, I can't just concentrate on oil. You know, I can't just concentrate on metals. You know, I got to see what all out there is making money and diversify. You know, in the same way with this business, something like Barbies. Barbies sell good, but they sell excellent a certain time of the year.
Right.
So therefore, I'm not going to stop collecting Barbies, but I know that I need to hold those Barbies until I'm ready to make that sale. Just like you got a good stock, you know, you're going to hold it, you know, and then when it's high, you're going to make that sale. Right. You know, so it's no difference, man. I just look at this whole resale game as if I'm dealing with stocks.
And here's a good one that I kind of feel bad for people. I'm going to share this with the Amazon talking about holding items. one of the biggest items for back to school. Can you guess what it is for Amazon?
For Amazon?
Paper?
Just no. Backpacks for kids.
Yeah. I was going to
Did
say
you
that
know,
second.
so what you do is at the end of the year, so when kids go to school before the Christmas rush, when you see all them $50 backpacks go on sale for like $7, $8, now you realize they're not making that print anymore. Right? Maybe that kid that wanted that one didn't get it.
Right.
The parents will go and find it. So if you hold it, I feel bad this summer because it's already down like 30-something% in sales for just school stuff because we don't know if our kids are going back to school.
Exactly.
So this year is the exception, but I will tell you every other year, backpacks, pencils, paper, the things that you don't want to travel and look for, they're what you make your money on, but you can only do it one time a year.
Right.
You might sell onesie, twosies throughout the year when the kids need it, but when you're going to make your bulk of your profit is when they're looking for it, prepping them for school, and that's where you have to hold that inventory and pray for the best.
My first year on Amazon, I was making a killing with one backpack, which was the LOL Surprise. And then all of a sudden, LOL got with Amazon and they kicked everybody off the listings. And I had to bring probably 10 or 12 of those backpacks back home. But the thing was, I probably sold over 30 of those things on Amazon, man. And that's one thing I like about that platform is, I mean, you can sell a lot of stuff in a short period of time. You can list 30 items and wake up the next day and be out of inventory.
It's very true.
Just saying that, talking about the book bags and waking up out of inventory, like we told you, I think it was last week, we sent bukus of stuff that we could send to Amazon. The day they got the stuff listed, the stuff haven't stopped selling.
Right.
Okay. So the smart genius that I call myself, which I know I ain't, I went on and said, hey, why don't I raise the price on a couple of them things? Because, hey, they rumbling. Go on and get your money while they rumbling. I had 15 more of them left. We done sold every one of them. It's 2 left. We sent 30 of them in. So I got 16 of them right here at the house that I'm about to shoot right back up their leg. Because I look at it like y'all just said, it's going to go. Right. It's going to go. And if the right stuff, like he talking about book bags around this time, don't know if kids going to go to school, don't know what's going to happen. But the parents going to try their best to be already together so they can have their stuff. Those same book bags, Buffalo, we got from Pennsylvania. We got for $1. You remember them book bags?
Right.
All those then came into play. All 30 of them plus the 20 you gave us. So that made us have 50 book bags.
Wow.
All of them then came into play. Some we got to send to Amazon. The rest of them been running down eBay laid. So I'm looking at that as like, yeah, man, because I remember, Buffalo, when you was working them book bags like you were, till they knocked you off the platform. And then this young man just said the same thing. So it just happened to us. It just happened to us this week. So I'm just looking at it like, dang, that's not a coincidence,
Right.
No, you
I'm sorry, man. Let me give a shout out. Richard Murphy just gave me a super chat. And people that don't know Richard Murphy, he goes as the Devil Dog Treasure Hunter.
Devil Dog.
Basically, he had a big sale, and he just said that they hit 5 figures on it. So, I mean, this guy,
congratulations.
Right here, he got the blueprint that I'm trying to follow.
Yes, sir.
It's my next level. And if you don't know about him, go to his YouTube channel. I mean, he give a lot of free information there. So
go check him out. Real deal right there.
He'll teach you something.
Yeah.
And he entertaining too. He think he funny.
You let them find out when they get there.
Yeah. So let's get into the talking point, man, and then we can move on.
All right.
And that talking point tonight is which area is the most important part of your business, sales or building your brand? And we'll let the guests, you can take that question first. And let me say this before we move any further too, is that I always try to have an open-ended question, so there's no wrong or right answer. It's just your opinion. So, if you got anything to add on that, you can. And
Gotcha.
like I said, I'll close it out.
Well, for me, it's simple. You got to know who you are, right? Like anyone can sell. So if I don't build my brand, people will never know me. So I say building my brand, like you got to have it. It's like the old school, the balancing act, right? I lean more toward building a brand, building with my ethics of what I really want to be a reseller about. Yes, I want to make money. I want to be profitable. But at the same time, I'm never going to lose focus of why I do this. So the brand is what it's about. So for me, it's sharing, it's caring, and then it's making the money. And it'll never be making money first. Right. So that's why I said I struggle with the maybe going full-time right now, because I still think myself to be rather young, So maybe 10 or 15 years from now, like when I'm still reselling, which I know I will be doing because it's a passion. And I think that's where a lot of us resellers are, is we're able to do something full-time to take us into full-time that is a passion. It's not a job.
Right.
I never want to lose my passion for something I've been doing for 15 years. So I hate to know that it would be work. So I would say, in a shorter answer, I'm going to lean toward building my brand and sticking to that and let it build itself into long term.
Right.
That's what I'd rather be known for, not just someone who makes, X amount of money a month. Like that doesn't teach nobody nothing.
Right.
I want to leave my mark in a different way. So I would say building the brand and making the money and building the business second with sales.
Right. My opinion on that is I would say is that it's all depend on where you at in the business. If you pretty much got your foundation set and you got your systems in place, then I would say, yeah, it's time for you to put a little more time to your brand.
Right.
But if you're a new reseller, it should be all about the sales, because you're trying to get you're trying to get your capital up. You're trying to get your capital and put it into a position where you solidify yourself as a reseller.
Right.
And once you get control of that, then I would say you will want to balance it out with your brand building along with the reselling, because the thing about, unless you somebody like Reason Resales or somebody like that, you still got to make some sales.
Oh, absolutely.
But because people ain't coming to your channel just for your name,
Right.
People ain't supporting you just for your name. But in the beginning, I would say, work on your sales, get your craft down, get your knowledge about what you're doing on that particular platform. And then from there, start, working towards building your brand and fortifying your sales.
Well, hey, just because, y'all laid it out and that's just flat lined on it. But I look at it, you can build your brand while you're building your capital.
That's true. But he's saying
they can work hand in hand. Buffalo right now, what he representing right now? He representing his brand. Okay. And on top of that, he's building his capital. So both of those can go hand in hand, man. If you focus on both of them like you focus on them, why not? Can they work together and grow together?
They can.
That's how I look at it.
You're right. You could do that, I think. But the more the question, I think the way I would take it is, let's take a brand new seller who is watching us right now.
Right.
I'm not going to tell them to go build a brand, which they have to learn how to do or how to be in a community. I'm not going to tell them to do that along with learning the products to sell and learning that. I would rather, if you're going to build a reseller, I would tell you to go build your sales. I've been in reselling for 15 years. I don't have to think about what I'm reselling anymore. So now I can focus on building a brand and figuring out where I want to go in the future. So, I agree. If you're good enough, some people have the innate ability to juggle both. I didn't have that years ago. Right. So I think that everyone.
I think too that goes back to what I was saying about you can't skip the steps of success. You gotta go through the process. And people that try to skip the steps, those are the people that run into that the flipping gas was talking about, the learning curves. Because now you got to go back 3 steps because you tried to skip 5.
Right.
And that's the same thing with this business is, if you already fortunate enough to come in and do both, then my question is why are you reselling? You pretty much set, but if you got to come in and I'm thinking this is a reselling business first. So first off, get your capital right. Once you get your capital right, and I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, I'm just stating how I looked at it. This is how I got to where I'm at now. And I'm not saying, I'm no big name reseller, nothing like that. But what I am saying is I went through a process and I didn't skip any steps.
Right.
The people that I learned from are good resellers in the resale community right now. And I tried to follow some of their same blueprints. And it's like, for me, I knew that I had to get the reselling part down before I had to go into YouTube, because my thing is, how am I going to get on YouTube and talk reselling when I don't even know how to really resell? I don't even know the platform that well. So that's basically where I'm coming from with it.
And I like that way. It's just you got to learn from each other. So,
right. You can do it in any level you want to do it, but money is number one. Money is the key, because if you don't got your money right, how you gonna say I'm building something? You ain't gonna build nothing with no money. Right. You dig? Now you can go outside and get some leaves and stuff and build you a birdhouse and try to feed you some birds, but you getting on this YouTube saying that you doing all this, and truthfully, you're not. That's not going to be the way to get successful. But the one thing I tell a new reseller is, first, don't get to looking at Amazon. We going to do you over here at eBay so you can get used to the game, so you can understand the game a little bit. You try to jump off and try to mess with this whale over here, your business be gone, you be gone, and then you be looking at me funny like I didn't gave you some bad advice. So it's plenty of ways to build your brand, but don't look at all these successful videos that some of these people got out here that's really moving numbers, really showing you how to do it. Don't look at that, like y'all said, taking them steps, because if you do, you're going to crash and burn real quick. So I'm just thankful to be able to be around good people in this community that's helping me build my brand, but also helping us grow as resellers, because I take stuff from everybody. Everybody
got something to offer.
I'm telling you, hey, if I start shouting out people of stuff I done did the Ice Cube jacket for reselling, if I start telling that, I went jacking for beats, I was jacking for resellers to see what are they doing to make they stuff pop like it's popping. I just wanted to know. And a lot of them doing it the way that you should do it. So you could take a piece out of everybody's collection and do your own thing. That's what I tell a new reseller.
The learning curves, we'll talk about everybody builds different, right? When you talk about making money, one of my biggest problems that I used to have, and I will gladly say it is no longer a problem, is, for a while, everybody was doing the pile of death videos. I did my own, showing what you bought, but you haven't listed it. Right. I'm like, from now on, if I'm going to buy it, I set myself a time limit that I have to get it listed, because I know on Amazon as a seller, that price changes. And if I'm not willing to list it in that amount of time, no matter how good of a deal it is, I don't buy it if I'm not willing to do it. And honestly, my sales are going this way now, because
you're talking about FBM, right?
Well, with FBM, and because I'm still trying to build the knowledge on Amazon side, right? Okay. I'm actually going to be doing a lot more of the FBA, right? But when it comes to the things, I still want to stay busy in my resale business. I don't want it to be completely hands off, and I don't want to get complacent. So I'm still doing a lot of FBM, because it does remind me that feel of eBay, right? Like, I still have the responsibilities of Amazon, but I'm packing it myself. It gives me that little bit to do and it keeps me honest and keeps me harder working to go out and keep the next thing rolling. So
go ahead.
That's why I'm making that transition. So I want people to see that. That's one of the steps you can't skip. You got to keep yourself honest to the game, because you can make all the money you want, but if you're doing it the easy way and get complacent, then what are you learning from it? It's not for me just about money anymore. It's what I can take away from that experience.
Right.
And it's, am I going to do a better packing job than an Amazon affiliate, someone that's working in a warehouse? Absolutely. Am I going to do a better job? Absolutely.
Right.
You're not going to outdo me when it comes to how I ship something. You know what I mean? I might lose 50 cents extra because I packed it too well. But I would rather make that experience to where you can never fault me.
Right.
And that might just be my brand. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's where I'm building the brand, and I'm still driving sales. But not everyone can do that.
Right. What we learned when we crossed over to FBM, because we were strictly FBA until the crisis happened. But once the crisis happened, we kind of dibbled over into the FBM side of the house. And one thing that I learned with FBM is, because like you say, the prices changed so much. With Amazon, we knew those prices they are fluid. So when we make a purchase, we don't wait till we get home. We listing that stuff straight in the parking lot. If I go and buy 10 items, by the time I get that stuff loaded in the car and I'm sitting down, before I start the engine, I'm listing that item on FBM. So by time, like I was telling Chris one time, is I made a purchase of 20 items. I listed them. By the time I got to the next store, 8 of them were sold. So, that's kind of like you saying about the price, adjustments and fluctuation with Amazon is FBM give you the opportunity to list that stuff like even while you're in the store if you want to.
That's why I like it.
I'm what I try to do is I don't want to get ahead of myself. So it's like I'm not gonna list until I pay for it. Right. Once I pay for it, then I'm listing it because the contract is done. So it's mine now.
Exactly.
Yeah, but man, I love FBM. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of since the FBA doors open back up, I have kind of, slid away a little bit from FBM, but my counterpart, and that's why it's good to have somebody that's going the same direction. Glass City Pickers, they're like, hey, man, get back on that FBM.
Get back on it.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of money in FBM.
Yeah. Very, very much so, because like I told you earlier today or yesterday, that the way it's been rumbling over here from FBM and FBA, I understand. I really do. And truthfully, I want more of that. I want more of that type of system. I know we didn't took our lumps and we didn't, but I want more of that type of system. I want both of them running and eBay been running. So if I can have all 3 of those areas running, now I can start focusing on something bigger and better.
Right.
So it's just a matter of time, though.
And that's another thing too. I want to speak on what Addicted Hustle said. He left eBay and went straight Amazon. The reason why I never left eBay is because when I get those returns, my thing is I have no other platform to sell them on, so I sell them on eBay.
Right.
So that's the reason why I stuck with eBay is because I want to have a secondary market that I can sell on. Now, you say you do McCarty, right?
Mercari, yeah.
Mercari, yeah. So that's your secondary market?
That is my secondary market. And then also for things that are, let's say they're valuable and I don't want to send them in, or I'm gated and I can't sell it on Amazon.
Right.
I kind of push that. I always keep my options open, but I also am you kind of can see the trends in the marketplaces for Mercari. It's not as broad as, say, eBay. So you kind of have to know that they're doing clothes, but then if you want the best price, you're probably going to go to Poshmark if you're doing clothes. So it's just a matter of knowing your market and then going from there. So instead of selling on one platform that you could put all your listings as a secondary, your secondary has to be multiple different platforms. And again, it's like stock market diversification.
Right.
one of my biggest things, and I actually got a lot of people like direct messages that get me like scoffing at me for one of my videos I did, dimes to profit. And I think, you know, if I could show people how to scale this, right? I just did a basic, I bought $3 worth of CDs, and it was 34 CDs for $3. And I had less than 10 cents a piece into them. And I'm sitting there thinking, what good's $3 sitting in my bank account? What good's it really doing for me? Like, if we want to be honest, it's making less than 1% interest in a year.
Exactly.
So if I could in a week or 10 days send that money in and send these CDs in, and even if I turn $3 into 12, that money did something for me that it wouldn't be doing elsewhere. And I normally do $40, $50, $60 batches of these CDs. And I just sent out another one that was like $70 worth of CDs. And this is just, what do you call it? Like the runoff, like when you go to the yard sales, you buy the big ticket items. Well, then in your knowledge, you go, oh, I can scan these CDs in and make an extra. That paid for my gas this week. Now this trip was completely free. You know what I mean? And I look at things different. And for me, I took a $3 investment, turned it into $12 and some change. That was 4 times money or 3 times net profit.
Right.
Sorry, 3 times net profit. I don't care if it's $3 or $3,000. I'm going to take it and I'm going to go after it. And that's part of the hustle, that if you add this into your routine, you can't go wrong, because every stop has a possibility to be your jackpot. You just don't know it. So that's part of it for me, is that I wish people would learn it's not what I was doing that day. It was the process in which I was doing it.
Right.
The thought behind it. I was just showing a small batch. I really wish next time I get a chance, I may make a video and just like an impromptu live and say, look, guys, here's what I'm really doing, because these batches are $50+ a piece.
Right.
Like, hold on. Let's see. Y'all see that right there? All that stack of CDs?
Right.
That's another $50. Just I got to do is box them up and send them into declutter. It's doing nothing, and it's guaranteed money. And
right.
The shipping. And that's what I wish people would really understand, is they go, oh, you can make a lot more on eBay.
Well, we just got
to say, a bird in the hand's worth 2 in the bush. I
right.
mean, build capital, right? If I took $3 and you want to build capital, the most efficient way is for a guaranteed return. There's no guarantee with eBay. Declutter, they're going to go clean that disc up, put it in a nice jewel case, make sure it's all beautiful, pristine, and sell it for premium price. I don't want to compete with them.
Right.
My product's not going to be as good as theirs. So why not sell it to the competitor, get my guaranteed profit, and move on?
Especially when you 10 times your money?
Oh, at that point, at 10 cents a piece, I mean, some of them CDs are selling at $3 trade-in. That means they're getting $9, $10, $12 for a CD, but they're doing all the work. So, and I think that's where people understand is, if you're willing to take 10 minutes out of your time to do this, you can make an exponential additive to your business.
Right.
You know? And it's something that you can get rid of, and you don't have to take the duds. You literally are standing there at a yard sale anyway with a device. You have a computer in your hand, and you can scan it and it'll go, I'll give you 30 cents for it. And you go, how much did you want for your CDs? Oh, 10 cents. That's no problem. That's a no-brainer. You take that CD. Like, there's so many ways to make money, and I think that's why I learned that. I forgot who I was watching, and they were doing declutter. And I was like, hey, what is he talking about, declutter? Yeah. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, I may have been with Lonnie a long time ago, one of his old videos. He said, let me just see what declutter will give me for my CDs. And it was a minuscule amount. But I looked past it and thought, that's a guaranteed profit. That's a guaranteed number. Now, how
they have a location, right? What?
Kennesaw,
30 miles from me? Yeah. Where are you located?
I'm in North Carolina. I'm about
30
okay. Raleigh, right off I-95. So
right. Yeah. Okay. So if you don't have anything else that you want to let the audience know, what you have gave a lot today, I appreciate it too. We're going to go ahead and go into our show and tell. We try to keep this show about an hour long. We don't want to, we want to respect people's time, because there's other resellers that got shows and things they're trying to push off as well. So we can go ahead and start the show and tell.
All right.
Do y'all have anything, Chris?
Me. I'm the show and tell.
Okay, well, we're gonna black
I'm the
you
show
out.
and tell, Buffalo.
We're gonna black you out.
Okay, block me out then. Charles is here, baby. No, I don't have none tonight, Buffalo.
All right, I got plenty. So, well, I at least got about.
I think I got 3 items I can show.
Yeah, I think I got about 10 items I want to show.
All right, well, I'll kick it off if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna blow you up real
This
quick.
one early. Now, if I can get this to zoom in and clear up here. Oh my goodness. There it goes. I believe this little Dolls of the World Barbie here. Beautiful little piece. Paid $12 for this thing at a thrift store. And I will tell you, it's going for like 70 plus. I actually did a Facebook Marketplace deal. I'm going to throw another one out. Is this PC game. It's a Realm Reborn, the Final Fantasy for PC. This is in the top 1% of sellers for the PC games right now on Amazon. I have invested like $4 and some change shipped to my door, and I'm expected to sell them anywhere between about 15 and 20 a piece. So that's my 2. And while you go off, and I'll drag out another one. But yeah, games are something that on Amazon, you actually, once you get into media, you start getting into that path of getting that. But yeah, these right here, if you find these people, this right here, these Dolls of the World are actually really big.
Had those, man. Had those Dollars of the World, man. Them jokers jumped off the shelf, man. They
really
did. They did for good money. We found some. We got them for $3.50.
Yeah,
we had about 10 of them.
I know where there's more, and I'm gonna go back probably Monday, and I'm gonna see if I can't just take the entire shelf, because I wouldn't have even been looking at these things if it wasn't for Buffalo. Because a long time ago, when I guess he first started, I saw something we were doing, and he said someone called him out on being the Barbie guy because he had nothing but Barbies behind him. But I learned, pay attention, right? So I said, you know what? How much are Barbies really going for? And when you realize they're still in the top 10% of sales marketing for the female demographic when it comes to toys, that's saying something after what? How many years now? That I don't know. That's just nostalgic.
Over 50.
So, but yeah, outside of giving the gems of sharing, making money, even on the small ends, like don't be afraid to.
Hey, Buffalo. Nope. Hey, this thing going dead, man. I'm going to step back up out of here. God bless.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming through, brother.
Hit me back.
Yeah, I'll hit you back after the show.
Addicted to hustle. Thank you, my brother. Hey, have a good rest of the show, man.
All right, I'll hit you back after the show.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so you got something else?
Yeah, I got one more.
Right. Okay,
part of that collection that I found when I bought this stuff was this PS4 Stormblood. It's an addition for this game. Now, this one's not going to be a home run, but it's going to be a double my money investment after fees. But it's the Stormblood Final Fantasy Edition, but it requires the other one for the PS4. Now, I'm at like $4 and some change into it. They sell 12 to 13 after fees. I'm going to have an easy double, and it's in the top 2% in sales.
Right.
So that's a no-brainer. I mean, we spent $250 for 60 games total, and it breaks down like $4 and some change a piece. So you can't beat that when it comes to knowing they're going to sell.
Right.
The ranking system doesn't lie. Like, that's the one thing I like about it versus having to look at the dates through eBay. Like, you get old listings, you go, oh, how many is that selling?
Yep. You sold in the last 6 months and all that stuff. I mean, I totally agree with you, man, with that portion is that those numbers do not lie.
No. And I think that's where we talked about scaling. Like, I've never done something buying 30 of one copy or more. If this works out great, who knows? I might ship in 100 of that copy into FBA. This is me testing the waters of the expanding side of it.
Right.
So now it's like, okay, if I do well, then I will step into more and expand. It just, I don't know how much I want to do on my own. That's why it's like I'm always on that fence of full-time, not. So
Right.
So what you got for tonight?
Yeah, so I went out to a estate sale yesterday, and I mean, this guy's house was full of collectibles. I was probably I wanted to get there on time, but sometimes you going out, you can't get distracted. So on my way there, I was like, you know what? Let me run over here to this Walmart clearance first. Then I can get there. And once I left the Walmart clearance, I was 30 minutes late to the sale. And as I was walking to the house, some guy was coming out of the house. I mean, he had a bag full. So, but nevertheless, I was able to find some good stuff, and it got a great deal. Everything I'm going to show you, well, I'm not going to show you everything because, I mean, that would take another 15 minutes or so, but I'm going to show you a few items that I picked up and try to go kind of fast, but they gave me an excellent deal.
Good deal.
Okay, so I don't know if you all know anything about the Monster dolls.
I have a garage full of those.
Yeah, this one right here, this particular one right here is on. If you check it out on Amazon, this one got a good price on it. And I paid $5 for it. But I mean, I don't even think I paid $5. I think I paid $2 once they kind of bundled everything up for me. And this particular Halloween doll here, I have 2 other Halloween dolls that I'm going to put this one with and do a bundle deal and try to sell it on eBay for Halloween.
Right. That's big right now. I think that's a big one you brought up while you're pulling out the next thing. Is always be like retail markets, always think ahead of the next season.
Right.
It's like right now, our biggest thing is we already went through July 4th stuff. So now it's like, okay, the biggest thing now is going to be Halloween.
Right.
So a lot of that stuff's going to start selling. So if you got Halloween stuff, you really need to be pushing that forward.
Yeah, not only that, that's a great tip, man. But not only that, after Halloween sale, you want to go and buy that stuff so you'll be prepared for the next Halloween.
Absolutely.
And I have like 3 garbage bags full of Halloween costumes that I bought from Walmart at 75% off that I'm going to be posting up for this coming Halloween.
And that's the hold and wait game versus the automatic resale. So people got to do what they're willing to do.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely about capital. If you new in the game and you don't have the capital to do that, then by no means go out there and have something that you're going to hold on for a year just to try to make a profit when you could be turning that money over, on something else that's coming up. So definitely this is based off of the thing that I have skin in the game. I got, time in the game. I got money put aside just for that,
Right.
And if you stay in reselling, you make good decisions, you're gonna be in that position as well if you're not already.
You gotta be
so this right here is a GE radio. I always try to pick these up when I go to the sales because for some reason I have had good sales with these on eBay. I probably have had 6 of these in my possession, and the other 5 is gone. So this one, I'm going to have this listed by tomorrow.
And did you say how much that one was running for?
Like I said, they gave me a bundle deal, man. I have everything I show you tonight except for 7 other items. I paid $140 for.
Okay.
And when I show you this one item, you're gonna be like, man, that's $140 by itself.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, probably $2.
Maybe. I think I've sold like pretty much that same model. And if you let's say you got $20 for it plus shipping,
right?
Like you're cutting into that overhead of that cost initiative. And if you already got a piece, that's just pure profit. Like, and they're actually selling. That's the thing is, even if it's a $20 item, that one's selling quick.
Right. Yeah, I know those right there, man. I have had no problems of getting rid of those on eBay. And the most I have paid for one was $5. Most people, they just look over them. I don't know, they just don't buy them. This item, I just purchased this because it was in a new and sealed, but this is a label. What is it?
Label printer.
Yeah, label printer. Right, exactly. So a bunch of these items, I just bought them because they were sealed. This is a PSP for your home entertainment theater. And I comped it, still have a pretty good comp on it for what I paid for it. most of these board games were still sealed. I have a the Simpson chess game. It's not sealed, but it's not used as well. I have now this right here. It's crazy that about 6 people looked at this before I picked it up, and once I got outside and was ready to pay for it, they wanted it. I mean, one lady, she was telling her husband that he was supposed to have picked it up. It's still sealed. Matter of fact, they got an article in here about the game. And it's a 1986 board game. I got all these hats. They just threw these hats in. Got some NASCAR hats in here.
Got a New Era there. New Era does well in racing.
Yeah, New Era X. And then I just basically got all 3 of these. I'm going to bundle those on. These are dry fit caps for joggers. So it's 3 of those, and I'm just going to bundle those. And then I got a throwback Mitchell and Ness Green Bay Packer hat. I got a Mitchell and Ness with the tag still on it for the Bulls. But, yeah, he just pretty much threw these hats in. And
if I'm honest, from what I just saw in your hats, that pays for your investment.
Yeah. I mean, those hats are hot right now. This game is still sealed. Now, this game right here, I saw it when I went into the house, and I was in this house for probably about a good hour and a half. And when I was getting ready to leave the house, people were just walking past it. I said, man, let me look at this game. The game is still sealed, and they had $15 on it, but I know I didn't pay $15. And then last was this clock. Well, not last, but next to the last was this clock. This is a golf Michelob quartz clock. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Man, that actually, for collectors, man, that would be like a really good piece for kind of to broaden your diversity of who you want to buy that item. You got your tennis, your golf people. You've got Michelob for the beer collectors. Like, that's a good piece for cross collection.
Right. And this is my find right here.
Uh-oh.
I got this with the neon lights on it. And all of this that I shown you, along with 7 items over here, was $142, I think it was, I came out with.
That was...
Yeah.
I don't know how you live with yourself. You stole that.
Hey, man. Matter of fact, I was just riding down the street today and discovered that it's a estate sale probably a mile down the road from my house. And the lady, it's a private sale, which is a plus. For everybody out there that do estate sale, if you got a private sale, you want to get to that place because the family is just trying to get that stuff gone so they can clean out the house. And you probably going to get some excellent deals. So this particular one, it's a family sale, private sale. And she advertising it, but she ain't put it in none of the like estatesale.net, none of that, Facebook. She an older lady. I just went by there today because I seen her put the sign out. I was like, hey, is there an estate sale going on? She was like, no, it's tomorrow at 9. I said, did you advertise it? And she was like, no, not really. I'm just putting the signs out. So I'm going to be there at 8:45, 8:30 in the morning.
That's going to be for you.
Yeah, to try to clean up, man. Hopefully nobody show up. At least until I'm gone. But yeah, that's basically what I had for the show and tell. So you got anything, Dick to Hustle? You got anything you want to plug?
Well, I mean, the only thing I would say is I appreciate you letting me come on. Hope we can do it more often. But outside of this, with making the money in the hustle, like if y'all want, subscribe to my channel, Addicted to Hustle as always. But we're building a little Twitch stream, we're deeming it Beyond the Hustle. So it's what do you do with your family, things like that. Like the other night, we were just playing games. Our goal is eventually to hit a 10-hour stream nonstop. And we do games like Call of Duty and different things just to get our mind away from the day-to-day grind of what we do. and it's a blast. It's fun. So if you're on Twitch, anyone wants to go out there and just hit the love and support on that one as well, it's the same as Addicted to Hustle here. Other than that, thank you for having me, man. This has been awesome.
Do you play Madden?
We will venture into a lot of other games, but you kind of have to build your channel. You got to play the popular stuff.
Oh, okay.
People are willing to work with you and come in and hang out with you. And again, it's more of a passion project as it is. Just like with YouTube, we share our time and just enjoy whoever comes in. You know, so don't be bashful. Any of y'all want to come into the Twitch stream, just say hello. It's amazing to see the crossover already. We already got a few people coming over.
You can put that name out there again for the Twitch.
Yeah, let me see if I can't add it here. It's literally Addicted to Hustle, same as on the screen right there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the exact same way. I kept it all easy transfer over.
Right. Good. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. You got anything? That's all you need to plug?
Yeah, man, that's it. I'm
okay. Well, I want to let everybody know in the chat that I appreciate you coming out and spending time with us tonight. I want to give a special thanks to Jennifer Hayes for her mod inside the chat room. I want to thank Harry Hamstone. I just seen you pop up in here, and Money from Mars. Hey, thank y'all for coming out, and everyone in the chat room for the super chats, for your weekly support. I appreciate it. I want to thank my special guest, Addicted to the Hustle. He definitely came in here today, dropped some gems, put out a lot of good information for everybody that want to cross over to Amazon. And with that being said, still a nation.